All of this, all of this is in the meat and the dairy and the eggs. And yeah, it's going to affect your mood. It's going to affect your hormones. It's going to affect you on a spiritual level. And if you want to really take a step towards changing your life, changing your mood, changing, the way you experience this world, the way you feel about this world, you need to very, very seriously make an effort to change your diet. Okay, hello YouTube, Kodandi here. Let's talk about veganism and mental health. This is another question that came up from viewers, from people's comments and various messages that I received, that this theme of veganism and mental health, and how can veganism improve or change your mood. So first, let's talk about your thoughts, your moods, your emotions. All of these things, your thoughts, your moods, your emotions, they are all chemical and hormonal reactions happening in your body. We're talking about brain chemistry, we're talking about body chemistry, we're talking about neurotransmitters, we're talking about chemistry here, and the chemicals in your body, and the chemicals that your body creates, and the balance of those chemicals in your body. That is where your moods and your emotions come from. And those of you that are on, psychiatric medications, you know that very well. That, this pill that you take alters your brain, your body chemistry in such a way that it changes your mood. You can see that very clearly. And when you don't take it, you can tell. We can see that our moods can be changed with chemistry. Simple chemistry. Now, when we're talking about meat and dairy and eggs, there's kind of two things going on here. First of all, there's the simple fact that if you are buying commercial meat, dairy, eggs, you are buying products that are full of hormones and artificial chemicals. That even the milk you drink has been bleached. It has been colored. They put dye in the milk to make it white. It has been chemically altered from what has come out of the cow. And the kinds of growth hormones and antibiotics that they put into these animals comes out in their milk. It comes out in their eggs, and it especially stays in their meat. So the meat that you are eating is full of the kinds of chemicals and growth hormones that are given to these animals. There was an article I read where in the United States more women are giving birth to twins, and there was concern that it could be the hormones that are in milk that are given to cows that women are consuming, altering their body chemistry and fertility in such a way that they're giving birth to twins more often. That's really scary, okay? If that does not frighten you, then just get off my channel, okay? If you are not deeply, deeply concerned about the way that drinking milk has such a profound effect on women's fertility and body chemistry, just leave my channel now. I don't want you here, okay? This is a serious thing. And if the hormones in milk can have that kind of effect on your body, I mean, imagine the other kinds of effects it could be having on your hormones and your body chemistry. And I think just because the meat and the dairy industry is so huge and wealthy and has such a huge lobby, that the scientific research on these things just doesn't happen. That either they block it, they suppress it, they don't fund it, things like that. For a while I was dealing with endocrine problems, and it is well known in the endocrine illness community that if you are having endocrine problems, you need to go vegetarian and go vegan because of the amount of chemicals and hormones in the meat and the dairy. Like this is something that you will see recommended on every single endocrine illness website, that people that are at a point where they are having illness because of their body chemistry are telling other people about this, that they have to stop doing this. So yeah, I think we have a problem here with that. I personally know someone who had incredible rage and anger issues, and also acne too. And when this person went vegetarian, the rage, the uncontrollable rage and the anger and the acne all went away. And this person's moods became more balanced and easier for them to control simply by going vegetarian. And also that their skin cleared up as well. I've heard a lot of people talk about if you have problems with acne, to also go dairy-free, because, and I don't know how this works. I haven't really had that problem myself, but apparently dairy and whatever it is in dairy will trigger acne. And I can imagine that's a hormonal thing as well. So we're looking at some significant hormonal issues that are happening from the consumption of meat and eggs and dairy. Now, there's another factor too that gets a little more esoteric, that, when you are in fear, when you are in pain, when you are otherwise distressed, your body releases all sorts of chemicals and hormones that your adrenaline is running, and whatever. Animals that are going to the slaughterhouse and are facing death are terrified. And you can find this on YouTube. You can find slaughterhouse videos on YouTube where the animals are clearly terrified and distressed. And all of those fear, adrenaline, chemical hormones are flooding their bodies. And that is when they are killed, and that is the meat that is being used. That the animal's body chemistry is changed by, the fear and the terror that they're experiencing. And those chemicals and hormones are in the meat and the dairy that you are now consuming. And so you are not only eating a corpse, but you are eating a corpse full of fear and full of, adrenaline and whatever else. And that is what you are taking into your body. And, it goes beyond just the chemistry. It goes into, kind of the biomemory, that the muscles, have this spiritual connection, that, the spiritual experience is, remains with the body of the animal, and the memory of the pain is embedded in the cells of the meat. The memory of the pain and the torture is embedded in, the fluid of the milk and the eggs. That, animals, cows are held like you would not believe in order to extract their milk. I mean, there's no shortage of videos on YouTube showing this. Same thing with hens and eggs, that the way they are held and confined in order to collect their eggs it's terrifying, and it's torturous, and it's painful. And this, the way that their beaks are cut off. And, many of them, out of, stress and frustration, turn to self-mutilation. All of this is in the meat and the dairy and the eggs. And yeah, it's going to affect your mood. It's going to affect your hormones. It's going to affect you on a spiritual level. And if you want to really take a step towards changing your life, changing your mood, changing, the way you experience this world, the way you feel about this world. You need to very, very seriously make an effort to change your diet, to exclude these, like fearful torture foods. My guru, Paramahamsa Nithyananda Swamiji, recommends that you avoid yeast and mushrooms as well. And from what I understand of what he said about that, during the 2012 energy shifts that happened, yeast and mushrooms gained the ability to retain memory of pain in their bodies, even though they don't have a nervous system in the way that we do, that, on an energetic, spiritual level, they're able to retain the memory of pain in their bodies. And so that is why in our Sangha, it's recommended that you don't take yeast or mushrooms that has been like harvested. If it's a natural fermentation kind of thing, like, fine, whatever. But like mushrooms and yeast that have been harvested have a memory of that pain in their bodies, and then that's what you're eating when you eat it. So that is that. Whether or not you are ready to take that step, because living in the West, and it's everything's got yeast. Like, you can't eat bread. I have found bread things to eat, but it's difficult. Like, you can't just go and get a sandwich anymore. So first make it your goal to go vegetarian and to go vegan, because that is just, you don't need to be doing that. You really do not need to be doing that. It is 2018. It is 2018. Veganism is huge, and it is growing, especially in like the UK. It's huge, but in the US as well, it's huge. It's huge. Veganism is everywhere. Veganism is what you need to do to balance your moods and to balance your hormones and to change your life. So, okay, veganism and mental health. Please, if you have questions, comments, anything, leave them in the comment section. This is an important topic. So, okay, Nithyananda.